This is Sofia Espino, and today I'm talking about how it has been doing a podcast. So, I have never done a podcast before. The documentary, this is my first time, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, I still working on it. I'm still working on the podcast, but I feel like researching all the stuff that I need to film this podcast is very interesting for me, not only because it's focused on the things that I am studying right now. This also helps me to feel more connected with the topic that I choose. So that's why it's important to choose a topic that you feel really interested in and that you want to talk to other people about it. So for this podcast, I decided to interview my sister and my mom. So my sister speaks English, but my mom doesn't. So I'll be doing a little subtitles thing. But I think this topic is a very free topic for everyone because we all live around architecture, which is the main topic, architectural psychology. So that's why it's also very easy to find people to talk about it, because I'm not talking about some stuff that we'd have to find some specific people studying some field. No, it's basically anyone has a home. I mean, any type of home. We all have a home, so that's why it's very easy and it's very practical. I can literally speak about this topic with all the people, so that's why I also choose it. And well, even though I haven't done a podcast, I mean, this is the first time, I think it's a very interesting and a very, relaxed way of education. Well, me in a personal way, I have consumed a bunch of podcasts. Maybe some are, fun podcasts about fun things, or maybe horror stories. I really enjoy horror stories, but I think there's a bunch of types of podcasts, and I think it's a very easy way to educate yourself because you don't have to be looking at your camera. I'm sorry, at the screen when you are listening a podcast. You can be working, you can be cleaning your house. So that's why a podcast is a very great way of entertainment, but also of education. So I really enjoy the podcast. I think it's one of my favorite communication media, and nowadays it has been a very common media. I mean, you can find podcasts everywhere, Spotify or YouTube. You can find it everywhere and about every topic. So if you want to do a great podcast, as we saw in the videos, you have to talk about something that you are really into it, because when you hear the podcaster diving in the topic that it's the podcast about, you can know when he really is interested in the topic. You can see how he really dives in and really tries to separate each part of the topic. He really talks and involves the whole topic with the person that he's talking to, or maybe it's just a solo podcast. Even though I don't have a very great microphone, well, I'm filming with my phone. I mean, I don't have any microphone, but even though it's not needed to have a great projection or a great system, or audio system. You know, you can, when you really like what you're doing, you don't need to have expensive stuff or a big team to try doing your best and getting a great result. So again, I really hope you like the podcast. I really liked the topic, and me as an future architect, I'm still looking for my style, my personal style, and the things that I wanna get in mind, always have in mind when I am designing some environment, whether it's a house or another type of building. But for me, as a new architect, with this topic, I feel like I getting to know myself, to know what is really the best thing that you have to look for when you're designing something. Maybe sometimes we just think about it looks pretty and that's it. But no, I mean, at the end, architecture it's very important. I mean, it's not that simple. It's not just four walls, a window, and a door. There's a bunch of aspects and a bunch of things that I think it's very important. And as a how do you say it? Sorry. I am a psychology lover. I mean, I love psychology. It's very interesting to me. So combining these two topics that are inside of my heart, it's great. I mean, I really enjoyed it. So, well, again, I'm really hoping you to like it, and I have had a lot of homework, but I'm trying to still work on the podcast. I mean, it's not hard for me, but I really like to try doing it more often, because I think it will be a good I don't know, a good hobby maybe for me. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.